Perfect. Mute yourself. Mute yourself, Leonard. All right, good evening, everybody. Let's do this again. So it's a funny thing. I don't know how funny it is, but it's a funny thing. So, I wanted to start off tonight by saying I wanted to acknowledge last week, I'm talking about nobody raising their hands, only to find out later there were lots of hands up, but because I wasn't the host, I couldn't see the hands. So I worked it out with Leonard. Okay, so Leonard, you're going to have to call on people, right? But evidently there was a breakdown tonight, so next week I'll apologize for tonight. So tonight is class number 7, and class number 7 is the truth about forgiveness. So as you can see on the board here, or you might not be able to because you may not have all the squares, I put on there, put love first. So let's distinguish really quickly together love. So we know that love is a kind of emotion, we know that, but we've all agreed that love in our context is life energy and aliveness. So tonight, I'd like for you to have in the background to put aliveness first. Put love first. And I started thinking about this like as a couple. So I'm designing some new couples work. And one of the things that I took on was, what if you think back to how much you put into trying to create a relationship, and then you create that relationship, and imagine who you see in the beginning is this bright light, right? This spirit, and you're intrigued and you fall in love, and then let's say you decide to be together, whether it be marriage or some other way. And then the shadow shows up. Everybody remembers the shadow, the dark side, the personality parts that you and I don't appreciate about ourselves, the parts that are unwanted. Well, those start to show up too. So it's a good thing to remember that when you get in a relationship, you are committing not just to the part you see, but the part that you won't see until the future, which is stage 3. So really welcome everybody. It's been an extraordinary experience. We have 2 classes left. And, each class, my intention is that we improve our systems a bit and get a little better at this. So far, so good. The intention tonight is that you leave here with the faith that connecting with aliveness, connecting with love, connecting with life energy will bring everything, and I do mean everything, into perspective. It will correct our misperceptions, which, by the way, is fundamentally forgiveness. Your desires will shift, your wants will realign, and your attention will shift from control and prediction to love first, life first. So let's revisit for a moment feeling habits. And we're just going to take a look. I'd like for everybody to get present to your own feeling habits. I keep forgetting that this little guy over here is the, what do you call it, the host. And I want you to be able to see him. There we go. Nope. Can everybody get to my list there? No, can't see it? Okay. See, I can't see me up here either in order to switch it. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, so now you can see it. So these are some common. Oh, Leonard, you wrote me a real long letter. Like I can stop in the middle of this and read it. You just really want me to come over there and kill you, don't you? And I can't mute anything. And there we go. Okay. Okay. So what we have here is we have impatience, loneliness, heaviness, feeling helpless, feeling confused, feeling nervous, feeling startled, feeling edgy, overwhelmed, bored, weary, uncomfortable, uneasy, feeling bitter, feeling troubled, feeling insecure, feeling blue, and feeling distant. These are just some common feeling habits. These don't necessarily have to be yours. And by the way, every single one of us at some time or another feel some of these. So what I'm looking for is the one that's habitual for you, the one that pops up most often and then triggers thoughts, emotions that lead to stories, that lead to limiting beliefs, and ultimately to that small self. Remember the house we built out of thought, the house we built with the foundation of fear and pain? So in a moment, I'm going to ask you in your groups to discuss feeling habits and discuss what seems to be yours. How do you experience it? What's it like for you? So now take a moment to prepare yourself for your groups as I go in and make the groups up. Okay? Thanks. Perfect. Okay. Oh, I have a bunch of you unassigned. I see that now. 6, 7, 8. I see you, Joanne. I can't do anything though, except hate. So in a moment, Joanne, you and I should be in a meeting room together anyway, as soon as these get joined. You have to join, Joanne. You're in breakout room 2. You say you usually don't have to do that? Let's see, Susan H., where are you? I see you in front of me, but I don't see you in the group. Isn't that weird? Susan H., I've got you unmuted.
Hi.
Are you not in a group, or are you in a group, hon?
I can't tell if I'm in a group.
Who do you see on your screen?
Let's see. Consuelo is at the top. In the middle of the screen, okay. Now I see.
We see you.
I see Ray.
I'll go out and balcony.
Okay.
Are you there?
Hello, I'm
Susan,
there.
we just lost the voices. Susan,
Yes.
okay, this is Bondia.
But she,
Hello.
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 Now it says no signal up there.
I can
well,
hear you.
that's because that's the computer. This is me. You should be able to hear somebody.
Okay, is somebody there?
Oh, I guess you're a part of this group.
So I don't
Hello?
hear
My phone?
I don't hear
You do.
anybody in my group either.
Hello? Maybe you guys are in a group.
We can hear each other on the phone. I can't hear anybody.
I never heard all.
Oh, no.
Hello?
Did he give us the assignment? Okay,
Okay, who is there?
Yeah, we're gonna
discuss
talk about
which
It's
ones
and myself, and then do you hear me on your phone?
I hear you, yes.
Oh, yeah, you're in
But
my
I
group.
hear myself repeating.
Now I heard you. All right. I'm gonna go back here. You can sit here.
Yeah. So anyhow, we're going to start all over again. Just kidding. What I was about to say was went right out the window. Dag nabbit. Okay, well, Charlie,
I was talking about.
where I was going.
I was talking about letting go of my stealing habit.
So everybody, this is what I want everybody to know. As you get really good at letting go, you will start to forget what you let go of. You'll just notice more peace. You'll notice a lightness about you. You'll notice a little more ease, and you'll notice letting go ongoing. But you might forget, like we'll come together and say, okay, so what's been opening up? Well, you might see some things, and you might have to invent some things because some of the stuff has literally disappeared for you. And if it hasn't yet, welcome to your future. It will. And it's magnificent. So thank you, everybody, for the sharing. It was really right on. Charlie, I'm going to mute you back, okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you, everybody. So thank you for taking that on. And the thing that I want to get present to is that as you look at these, whatever yours are, and you start to practice letting go, you're going to bump into some resistance. Now, why? Because the small self feeds on negativity and resistance in order to exist. And it must persist, so it's going to be at war with you. Nothing to do about it. You just include it and you let go anyway. And every time you let it go, and you let it go. So now let's all get very present to love. So when you came in, I said, put love first. And let's consider as a group, we've all agreed that we're putting love first. That aliveness is most important to every single one of us here and every single person that might be viewing this webinar. Love is life energy. It is aliveness. Now, if that is interrupted, what is the interruption? The interruption is fundamentally fear. So like, for instance, the feeling habit is connected to fear. So you have love, which is life energy. I know you can see my fire, but I'm going to turn around here. So there's life energy. And life energy moves, right? It's like this. If you're considering life energy, energy is not the wiring. So let's say we're the wiring, and the energy can move through us or it can't. If energy moves through us, then we're connected more to spirit, true self, communicating. The fundamental fears that the small self brings to us becomes a block or an interruption, if you will. Now, real question. What dissolves the block such that energy can move through somebody? If you're on a phone, *9 will raise your hand. So life energy is moving. Okay, Deb and Sue, I've unmuted you. Thanks.
I say forgiveness.
Forgiveness. What is it about forgiveness that will eliminate the block?
Well, it's like it never happened.
That's right. So forgiveness in its truest sense undoes whatever it is that's getting forgiven. Perfect. Thanks. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right, good. And then Joanne, you're unmuted.
Well, my thought was the open-heartedness is when I can let things just flow through.
Exactly. So to be open-hearted means, everybody, that we honor our function. You all remember, I think it was lesson 2, our function is forgiveness. Forgiveness is our function. Remember that?
Yes.
So everything's leading to open-hearted, because what we are agreeing on is that life energy moves through the heart. And if I shut down my heart, it's out of fear of feeling the initial pains. But what I don't realize is what feels like or seems like protection actually is keeping the energy from moving through. So it limits my connecting. It limits my experience of being one. It actually amplifies the experience of being separate. So Joanne, you're right on. So whatever you do to open your heart, consider forgiveness is connected to that. Anything else for you?
I think forgiveness has to be sometimes others, but it sometimes is myself that I have to forgive in order to keep the heart open.
Okay. So what is it that we're fundamentally forgiving? So everybody listen up, because we're going to bounce back and forth, because it is the nature of being human, and it's the nature of the small self to keep us stuck in a particular place. What are we forgiving? It could be you, Joanne, or anybody can raise their hand. Okay, I got Charlie. Hang on, Charlie. Let me unmute you. Go ahead, Charlie.
How it occurs to me is what we're forgiving is humanity.
So
Our humanity and others.
We do forgive our humanity, absolutely, and the humanity in others. Now, I'm talking to you especially. Well, wait a minute. Now, Devin Sue, you had your hand up. Do you want me to come there or no? Shake your heads one way or the other. Yes. Okay, let me go there before I say what I'm going to say because they might have it. Okay, Devin Sue.
I was going to say it's your misperception.
Yes, what you're forgetting is the fundamental misperception.
Right?
I love writing on boards. What the hell is that about? So, the fundamental misperceptions. It's so, I mean, have many of you noticed in this process of forgiveness, have you noticed a misperception? Like you haven't quite got the whole picture, but you run down the tunnel of what it seems like automatically? That's what forgiveness is all about. We forgive the misperception. And the forgiven is anxious to forgive. Thanks, Sue. That was perfect. And Charlie, was perfect with you also, so sorry. Okay, good. Excellent. So the lessons then have all been tied together to give us access to opening the heart and to give us access to seeing our misperceptions. So last week, we did the past is over. It can touch it. And the second part of the week, I could see peace instead of this. So what I'd like to do now, you guys, is I want to put you in your groups again, and I'd like for you to look at the past can touch me not. So the past is over, it can touch me not. I want you to discuss what past have you completed so far? What past is still dominating you that you can see needs to be completed? Now, before I put you in your groups, I want to find out. Now, I've got somebody's hand up, and I'm going to come to you in a second. What I want to find out from you is any breakdowns in the last grouping so I can fix it before I put you in groups again. But give me a second. I'm going to take this hand, and this is 916-798-2814.
Just talk to him?
Yeah, talk to me.
Oh, Thomas. This is Ann, and twice now you go to stand to the side,
yeah,
and then we can't hear you.
Oh, thanks.
And then the other thing is, the three of us are not in the group. Lisa, Ray, and I, we just did it amongst ourselves because we're physically present with each other, but we had nothing on our phones.
Were you happy about that?
Yeah, I mean, it worked.
If you'd like, the three of you, if you're together and you can hear, you can hang up your phone and you won't have to do that anymore. We will make sure you're in your own group.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Yes? Thank you. And
yes.
Thanks for bringing it up. Okay. Let's see. And then we have Joe Powers. Hang on, Joe. Give me a second. I've got you unmuted. Go ahead.
Okay, so our group was unable to connect by phone or by audio.
Yeah.
So
I think it's because I forgot to unmute everybody first. Forgive me, Joe. I didn't, we had our little snafu tonight, and one of the things we decided is we're going to need a backup to take over because it doesn't work for me to manage this and manage the call at the same time. So we're going to get that worked out, and I apologize that happened, and it won't happen this time, okay?
Okay.
I see there's a bunch of people chatting with me, and I'm not going to be able to go there. Okay, I'm coming to you, Susan Powers. Give me a second. Okay, Susan.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
The same thing happened to us, and all we did was go to the left side of the screen and unmuted ourselves.
Perfect. So everybody hear that? You can unmute yourself. If you happen to be on a telephone, *6 will unmute you. So how about those of you who are on a telephone and not a computer, do *6 for me right now, and let's see if it will unmute you. Perfect. I see 1, 2.
Hello?
Excellent. Okay, go ahead. And, yes, you don't have to say anything. I can see it on the screen. So go ahead and *6 yourself back. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Go back.
And then I've got, I'll do it back. And now I've got Deb and Sue. Hi.
Yeah, we were, it didn't look like we were in a group. Our picture came up on the screen.
Okay, Deb and Sue, try it again.
Okay, so
Bunch of people are talking.
our pictures came up on the screen and nobody else. The last time, whoever was in our group, their picture came up on the screen. So we didn't know that we were in a group except for maybe ourselves.
Bunch of people talking.
You were supposed to be in a group. You were supposed to be in a group, and the person maybe who was supposed to be in your group didn't punch join.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get that fixed.
Okay.
Okay. And then let's see, I've got Joanne here, and then we're going to go ahead and try the groups. Okay, Joanne.
I'm trying, Cara wanted me to communicate with you that for some reason she's not able to speak. And
No, I fixed it.
Oh,
I lied.
You can hear me now.
I can, yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, awesome.
All right, good. So I am going to unmute everybody. Oh, you know what? Let me check on Deb and Sue's group first before I do that. So let's see. Where are you?
Oh, gosh.
I can hear you. I know I'm not supposed to be able to, but I can. Let's see. Deborah, it looks like you're in a group by yourself. Let me move you. And then, for some reason, where's Deb? Debbie. Huh. Okay, I think I figured it out. Okay, you guys, here we go. Let's give it a try.
Okay, so I'm muted now. So I'm totally out.
You're not muted. I can hear you.
He says I'm not.
We didn't get his head to do it. I don't know. Should we check it?
I think that I'm repeating myself, but I just really, when you said the past can touch me not, I was so present to, if I really got that on the cellular level, how free I would be to create the future.
Yes, exactly. Because let's just take a look at how we are designed as human beings. We are designed as human beings to live on a timeline. So here we're born, and then here we die, and we call this life. And because that's our relationship to life, we naturally drag the past along. And what benefit, by the way, is the past to our small self? Somebody. What's the benefit of the past to our small self?
I think it would just justify everything we tell ourselves. We use it as support documentation, I guess.
Okay. Jeannie? Oh, Jeannie unmuted herself. Hi, Jeannie. Jeannie? Jeannie? You had your hand up? And I can't hear you. All right. We'll put her back. All right, very good. Consider that see, you know, it drives me nuts. So now I can't get myself back after fooling around with stuff. The benefit of the past to the small self is that it perpetuates itself to protect and predict the future. So it's always trying to control what's happening next. And that perpetuates itself, and it gives us no freedom to create in the future. It has us stuck in a constant check, recheck, check, recheck. At the very least, let's be right about what the future holds. So we're always in a mode, and when I say we, I really do mean small self, in the mode of trying to protect and, control and predict. So now I'm going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to go into miracles. What is a miracle? And you don't have to get it right, and I don't care if you bring it from another paradigm or not. What is a miracle? Because between now and the end of this course, we are going to cause and create miracles. We have 2 classes left, and miracles will occur, if they haven't already, between now and then. What is a miracle? Somebody. Susan Powers, you're unmuted.
Hi.
Hi.
A miracle is seeing something new for the first time in your life.
Perfect. Got it. Thank you. Somebody else? What's a miracle? All right. Let's see. Deb and Sue, give me a second. All right, you're unmuted.
I'd say it's like unpredictable.
It's unpredictable.
It's like an unprecedented result. So it's
okay, good. An unpredictable, unprecedented result, and as Susan said, something new. Perfect. Thank you. Let me see if I can get one more. I see your hands up, Charlie. Let me see if I can get somebody that's not on the team, and if they don't, I'm coming to you. All right, looks like I'm coming to you. Perfect. Go ahead, Charlie.
I want to say the way I hold a miracle is it's something that can't be explained. It just shows up.
Right, so it's unprecedented, unpredictable, it's something new, and I really can't explain it. So thank you, Charlie, I appreciate it. So in this paradigm, in this context, how we're going to hold a miracle includes all of that, but it is undoing the past. Now listen closely. Undoing the past in the present, creating a clearing for the future. Undoing the past in the present, creating a clearing for the future. So take a moment, look in your mind's eye over the past 7 weeks. Is there something that stands out to you as a past that got undone in the present, creating a new future? And if there is, I want to hear from you. It looks like, yes, I see you, Shep. Okay. Shep.
Hey, Tom. Hey, for me to see my sister who showed up at the Rib Fest after saying she's coming for 15 years, this is an annual thing. So we go every year.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing her next year. So to me, that's a miracle.
So she showed up this year.
Yeah.
And created a future of you seeing her next year.
Right.
And if you see her next year, what is your relationship to your sister now that wasn't there before?
Closer, closeness.
Got it. Connected. Very good. Thanks, Chef. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Deborah, let me get you unmuted, and you are on.
Okay, I've got another sister miracle. My youngest sister withdrew from the family years ago, but kind of kept touch with me on and off. But she hadn't spoken to me in 10 months.
Mhm.
And we spoke yesterday, and it was great.
Mhm.
I was able to come from love and keep my integrity, and she got it.
Nice.
I have no idea what the future holds
Yes.
for us.
But there's definitely a new clearing.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Love it. Thank you, Deborah.
you're welcome.
Well, I have one. So, a little more information about me that you probably don't want to know. But, so 30 some years ago, well, first of all, I came out of the closet relatively young, and then I went back in the closet, okay? And so at this time, I had been back in the closet. I was in North Carolina, and I met a guy named Bob. And so Bob and I had an affair. It lasted, I don't know, 6 months, whatever. But Bob decides he's fallen in love with me. And I said, Bob, you know what? This is not my future. And I should never have done this. This is, I'm not interested in living the gay lifestyle. And so I got away from Bob, and I started dating Melissa. And really had a lovely time with Melissa and really appreciated her. Well, what I didn't know is Bob was following her and I around. And on this one particular night, and it's really late, it's about 4 a.m., I take Melissa to my house, and we're laying on the couch, we have a movie on, and all of a sudden I hear on my door. Now, 4 a.m., right? And I'm like, I look at her, she looks at me like, who is this? So I get up and I answer the door. Well, it's Bob. Now, Bob is rather effeminate, so you got to get the image in your mind. So here's Bob at my door. I open the door, and Bob goes, nervous? And I was. So, I hadn't told Melissa anything yet, and this particular night I was going to tell her about myself and my history, and I really liked her a lot and really wanted to have a relationship with her, right? So anyway, she comes up behind me and she goes, oh, hi, Bob. Well, son of a bitch, if they don't even know each other. So anyhow, needless to say, it goes sideways. Bob and I end up in my front yard in a fist fight. He knocks one of my teeth out. This is no kidding, really. And then he says to me, my dad was a city official in Raleigh, North Carolina. And he says, I wonder what the city might think if they find out that Tom Kuster's son is a homosexual in the closet. Oh my God. So the next day I have to call my dad, and I told my dad what happened. And I said, Dad, I don't know if he's going to do anything or not, but I figure you need to know. And my dad said, you tell that boy he can talk to anybody he wants. And by the way, you tell him if you can't handle, no, if one of us is in this, we're all in this. And if you can't handle him, you got 4 brothers who can. Well, I did tell him that. And of course, he never made any scuffle. Years go by, you guys, and I'm doing a transformational program called the Landmark Forum in the mid-90s. And I'm making a list of people with whom I'm incomplete. And Melissa's on the list, and Bob is on the list. I call Melissa. We have it complete. We've been amazing friends ever since. But when I call Bob, some guy answers, and I say who I am, and he says, hold on. He comes back, and he said, Bob said don't call anymore, and he doesn't want to talk to you. And that was years. I mean, we're talking between 1983, and then this was mid-90s. So it's like 10 years or more. And so for all these years, you guys, Bob is kind of in the back of my mind, incomplete. Like if I ever could complete it, I would want to, because I wasn't good to him. Listen, he followed me around. He did bust my lip, but what you don't know is I deserved it. Really, I mean, this guy really, he was falling in love with me, and I did not do him right. Really didn't. Well, 2 days ago, I'm on Facebook, and there's a message on Facebook from a lady that says, you don't know me, but we have a mutual friend named Bob, and he would like to talk to you. It was dated December 21st, 2013. How I never saw this message is beyond me, but I saw it, and I called him yesterday, and we had a delightful conversation and got it complete. And he said to, and I told him, I said, I want you to know that how sorry I am that I wasn't a better human being with you, because you were such a great guy, and it was just not right. And he said, you know, we were young. We thought we knew what we wanted. We didn't know what we wanted. And really, it's the past. And you were a very important person to me, too. That's why I wanted to talk to you. And I am so glad you're doing well. And that, you guys, is a freaking miracle. I am so complete. Do you know of all, like, when I look at the list of people in my mind, he was like the last one on my list to have something incomplete get complete. So thank you all for letting me share it. And I know it's kind of long. And then Wade, I see you, and I've got you unmuted.
So, you know, I don't know if I shared about the brother thing with everybody. Okay.
Yes.
So that's 30 years, right? 3 decades, and we gotten back together again. And in that point, you know, I got connected back with my nephew and then my grandniece and nephew. So there's like a whole new generation that I didn't even know existed. And so the miracle was after we did the section on words, you know, on hurting yourself, right?
Yeah.
The word, you know, the attacking words, right?
Yes.
We had a conversation about that particular lesson because he was on a tirade about something. And I'm going to copy those. I actually took the book to him and let him read it.
Yeah.
And that for him, you know, actually looking at this type of you know, work or this type of thing is unheard of. I mean, he is so far to the right, you know, he tilts to the right, you know, I mean, it's like one of those things. But it is just a miracle that he actually wants copies of those things so he can reread it, so he can really get it better.
Nice. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that gives you the possibility of a different kind of connection, like a transformational connection, not just the brother connection. And
absolutely.
I want to, given I have 2 of my brothers are involved heavily in our work, you know, they have their reasons, and we all have landmark backgrounds. It made a huge difference for us because there's so much difference in age. It gave us the connection. So we always have something to communicate and talk about. So it's really a beautiful thing. Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks.
All right. Good work, everybody. Really good. We're going to go into our meditation here in a second, but I want to acknowledge all of you and thank all of you for being with the learning and transition of using Zoom. I got a couple messages here. You know, Christine says, for the second time, I'm in a group by myself. When I look it up, I see, honey, that I have you in a group with somebody who's evidently not joining. That's the only thing I can figure. They're just either not joining, or I've got people who are still going on the computer and phoning in, which is fine if you do that. But if you don't use your participant number, you guys, it doesn't join your picture to you, and then it makes it look like there's two people, and I'll throw you in a group. So you need to work that out if that's the case. Christine, we will have one more group, and I'm going to move you, okay? And I'll put you in a group that I know for sure there's people there. Okay, so everybody, if you would, get yourself in a comfortable, relaxed position, and I'm going to lead you through tonight's meditation. So in this moment, please keep your eyes open and just notice seeing happening, please. I want you to see color and movement, objects and shapes. Just notice seeing is happening, and notice it takes no thought. And if your mind in the matter has any argument about it taking thought or not to see, stop seeing right now. You see, seeing is happening on its own. It takes no decision or effort for you to see that which is already there. And if you just get in touch with your subjective experience, you'll notice that the thing between being there and your actual experience of seeing it, there really is no time delay. So seeing is happening on its own, with no thought, no decision or effort, and outside of time. So everyone, could you please drop into being, relax into being that which is simply seeing right now. Thank you. Now just gently close your eyes and internally ask yourself the question, who or what is that? Who or what is that that's aware of seeing happening? And if you have an answer, let it go. I just want the question present. Thank you. And now you're going to move your attention to hearing. And notice that you can hear the sound of my voice, and you can hear it perfectly. And as I stop talking, just notice hearing sounds around you right now. And just like seeing, you can see that hearing happens as well without thought. No thinking is required to hear sounds that are already there. And if your mind in the matter is having an argument with that, then I invite you to stop hearing right now. You see, it takes no decision, no effort on your part to hear sounds that are already there. And if you notice in your subjective experience between the sound being there and you're hearing the sound, there's no time delay. So could you please drop into being, rest into being that which is aware of hearing right now? Who or what is that? Who or what is that that's aware of hearing? And now please shift to feeling. And just feel the sensations in the body. And feeling those sensations is happening right now. You may notice a dampness in your mouth. You may notice tension, irritation, pain. You might even notice comfort and relaxation. But feeling is happening. And just like seeing and hearing, it's happening on its own. It requires no thinking on your part to feel. It requires no decision or effort. And between the sensation being there and you feeling the sensation subjectively, there's no time delay. So seeing, hearing, and feeling are all happening right now without thought, decision, or effort, and it's happening outside of time. Who or what is that that's aware of experiencing this very moment? And if you say, I am, who or what is experiencing that I that is? Very, very good. Now, while you're in this particular state, I'm going to ask you to gently open your eyes, and I'd like for you to write down anything that matters to you in this moment. A declaration, an intention, anything at all, just a one-liner, just write it down right now. Very good, thank you. Now place your hands on your thighs and bring all your attention inside your skin. Close your eyes, bring all your attention inside your skin. And what do you notice? What's moving? Perhaps you notice a little jiggling or buzzing, maybe a humming. Let go of any thoughts and be with the vitality and activity of your body as it goes about its business of being alive. Generate, if you would, gratitude right now for your body. Generate gratitude for your body and for the experience of life, aliveness, love, energy. Thank you. Now gently, if you would, move your attention to your heart space. And as you move your attention to the heart, just be with the heart beating. Be with its pulse as it occurs in various places throughout your body. Notice the vibration is faster than the breath. And if you would, just merge into the heartbeat and feel the pump release, pump release, pump release. The heart is pumping without thought, without decision or effort. It is working on its own. Now shift your awareness to the electrical buzz of your nerves. Scan your body and bring your attention to the tingling of the nerves everywhere. And now, if you would, imagine all the cells of the body, the trillions of cells throughout the body, all in action, lit up and alive, all with independent consciousness, working together as a group, each one being authentically themselves. Very nice. Gently back away and let your mind soften and get very receptive. Open your intuition and prepare to feel into the space. Listen for the quiet. Feel the relief. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere else. Allow yourself to experience being surrounded by openness and awareness. Let it seep through you. In this space, everything is possible. Everything is known and knowable. This is your next level of self, the presence of pure awareness. And it contains everything you've ever known, ever been, or ever will be. And as you're here, centered in this vast field of truth, allow yourself to absorb the new guidance, the new instructions, and energetic blueprints that you need. There's nothing you have to do. Just feel the all-loving, all-knowing, all-supporting awareness that has you. Here, there's unlimited energy and imagination. Allow yourself to become aware of all things. And you don't have to hold on to anything. Let them move through as energy. Just be in this moment now. Be soft and malleable. You can't make it happen. It is happening. And when you leave this experience, it will become clear to you. Continue to absorb the new guidances and instructions and the energetic blueprints, and let go of any thoughts. Let them move through. Don't forget to breathe. In fact, bring your attention to the breath, gently breathing, focusing, allowing yourself to be fully aware of this moment. And gently open your eyes, allow color in, movement and shapes, and be rejuvenated with new life force and a new sense of purpose. And then gently, if you would, bring yourself back. And let's be together. Thank you. Each and every day should be devoted to miracles. Miracles are a natural sign of your forgiveness. Miracles rearrange perception and place all levels in true perspective. The more you get drawn into the energies of the spirit, the more you will long for that. The more you're drawn into the energies of your small self, the less spirit experience you can have. So for next week, the two lessons are lessons 11 and 12. These are the last two lessons. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, lesson 12, I am responsible for what I see. Please remember that September 29th, we will be doing the Miracle of Creativity at the Doubletree Hotel. And we will also have live streaming for people who can't be there and present. Please get conscious of who You want to tell about the course. You want to offer forgiveness to or request from, and generate people being there at that event if you can. It's $10 if they come online and register, $20 if they make it to the door. You will have a new meditation. It's a 10-minute meditation called forgiveness. You should do that every day. And then last thing, on October 2nd, I think it's a Sunday. Is that a Sunday? Does anybody have their calendar handy? October 2nd at 2 p.m. at my house, every single one of you are invited here for a client appreciation barbecue. We're going to have live entertainment. It won't be like my standard barbecues, so the people will be a different mix. It's mostly going to be the people who work with me, people from the workshop, and then clients from the shop for Raphael. So if you're able to come, I'd love to have every single one of you. Just be sure to let me know. If we get RSVP before the end of the month, that'd be a beautiful thing. And now I'm just going to open it up for any sharing you might want to do to complete the session. Shep, is your hand up or are you scratching your head? It looks like you're scratching your head, okay. Oh, and now his hand's up. Okay, baby. Wait a minute, I'm coming. All right, you're unmuted.
Hey, Thomas, I just want to thank you for the work that you're doing. And in the last week or so, I've noticed a change, a different feeling of comfort. And I guess that's the best way I can describe it. I like it. I like the feeling, and it's true to me. It's like an extra layer. So I want to thank you for that.
Thanks, Chef. Thank you for sharing that, really. Thank you very much for being here, too.
Okay.
Thanks. I see that hand. I'm coming down there. And that is, I think it's Cliff.
Yes, Thomas.
Yes, Cliff.
This has been great. Well, they're all been great. But I came up with something tonight, and I'd just like to get complete with it. In looking at the feelings, the emotions that you're living with all the time, I realized that the feeling habit, that's it.
Yeah.
What's come up for me, I realized, is I'm constantly bored. And, I know I'm getting something out of it, what the payoff is, but I really haven't been able to identify the payoff of the source. So I thought you might quickly just have something that I could look at that might get me in touch with it.
I absolutely will. So we're going to shift the technology that you're using. Nothing wrong with the technology that you're going after, okay? Like the payoff and what am I getting out of it? But here's what I'd like for you to consider. There's a lot of things that we're looking at here that we've looked at for a long time using the distinctions that we've had, and we've still been stuck with. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to practice letting go of boredom. And I realize it sounds kind of crazy, but I want you to consider that there is an entertainment going on. So I'm bored, and by the way, that is one of my feelings. It's not a feeling habit, but I do get bored. And what I've noticed about boredom is it's easy to entertain it. And by that, what I mean is we talk to it, we chew on it, we try to fix it, we try to make it go away, all of which makes it bigger and stronger. Now what I do is I practice letting it go. Like literally dropping it like that pencil and see what you get, Cliff. Just do it for this week. Like have it be a practice just for this week and practice just dropping it and see what happens.
Well, I thought about that tonight, and that's what kind of got me feeling incomplete. The only way that I can drop boredom is to be interested in something. So I did come up with this, though, and that is to act as though I'm not bored, to do something that I think I want to do, even though it bores me, and just do it.
Okay, well, that might be a start. That might be a start of what it looks like for you to let go.
Okay.
There is a fundamental fear there is a fundamental fear behind the boredom. And if you want to look there for fun, to see what that source is, like what am I really afraid of? Because the truth is, if you let go of boredom, you might find yourself doing whatever's there, and boredom is not present. That's why I think if it sounds too simple, you guys, that's usually a good indicator you should do it anyway. Because this work is very simple, and we try to make it complex. Practice.
Okay.
You can do the other things you want, but just practice letting go and see what you get left with. I'd be very anxious to hear.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thomas, we can't hear you.
That's bizarre. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Okay, so Cliff, given I'm with you anyway, would you, let's see, you're not on a computer, you can't change the name. Leonard and I already figured that out. Oops, never mind. So Leonard, what I was gonna ask is if they could put their names on here, but they can't. So next week, you get on a little early, and as numbers come on, you can talk to them so you can change their names on here so we can see who they are. Okay? Okay, perfect. Anything else, anybody? Okay, I love you, appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening. I look forward to being with you next week, and good night.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Thomas.